My name is Lucinda and I am the founder member and the director of Police Abafazi Betu. I am a Khoisan woman from the Cape Flats and I'm also residing in Lavendale. On the day that I resigned my job, I drove home and I actually witnessed domestic violence. And first I drove past, but what caught my eye was the crowd of people that was watching this man kicking his girlfriend, and I was instantly upset. And when I jumped out and she was bleeding profusely, because I even took my jersey off to stop the bleeding in the face. And then I asked him, "What are you doing?" And she jumped up and she said, "It is none of your business." And you know, that for me was she was bleeding, she was in pain. And I turned to him and I said, "If this was your mother or your sister or any of your family members, a female, would you have wanted this to happen to them?" And I think he was so dumbstruck that I was speaking to him and I spoke to him in quite an authoritative voice. And they got up and they left. But what upset me more was there was a crowd of people standing and no one really assisted. And then I asked the people, what if it was your family members? And I remember I came home and my husband was waiting for me. I opened the garage door and I stood, as I drove in, I got out of the car and I stood in the garage and I asked him, "Can I use the garage to start something?" And that's something. This year we're celebrating our 10th anniversary of Police Abafazi Betu being the organization that we are in Lavendale.
The importance of having the organization like Police Abafazi is that they're getting the streets off, the kids off from the streets. By having this after school programs for the kids, they're feeding the kids. So I think it's actually a credit for multiple programs like this in any community, because if an NGO don't take the kids from the street, the gangsters is going to do it. So she's actually doing something good in our communities, helping where she can. It's not only for the kids, she's doing for the informal settlements, women empowerments, women empowerment groups, so she's doing quite a deal for our community.
Lucinda njengoba ngisho ngithi uyisibonelo esihle kubantwana kwintsha nakubantu besimame, ngoba uyakubasiza. Abanye babesebenzisa izidakamizwa, abanye bi-teenage pregnancy, abanye abayile esikolweni, uyakhona ukubapha skills.
We have various programs that we provide and we work with different partners, and we find most times the police coming to our door with a client that has been abused, and from taking the client from the police, sometimes it requires us to take the client to our emergency safe house. So we have another house that we work from, which is our emergency safe house, where we provide care and protection for a client for 24 to 48 hours, because we are a non-funded organization. We don't have the funding to do long-term stay at the shelter. At the office, we are a multi-diverse team with, we've got social auxiliary workers that is able to do the intakes. We've got an after-school program team that we work with, and so we do a child protection program in the afternoon with 75 children.
Lucinda is my mentor. She motivated me to start with the youth. She taught me to work with kids in the community and outside the community, and she sent me away for training, like for the surfing, yoga, Thai bowing. So I do yoga with the kids it's like for their body, their mind and spirituality. Teach them peacefulness, calmfulness, and the Thai bow and the Thai bow is like a fitness exercise that I do with the kids in the after school program. I teach them togetherness and to be one with one's body. So that's the type of programs I'm doing now.
One of our other programs that we do is we have a women empowerment program where our survivors of domestic violence come, and they are in a 6-month program which consists of parenting, it consists of skills development, and it also looks at an intervention around domestic violence. And so we also work with the extended family as well. And then throughout our after-school program, we work with our different partners, and one of them is the Red Cross Children's Hospital. We also work with the Trauma Center in terms of trauma support. And for the parents, they are able to attend the intimate partner violence training. Police Abafazi is part of the collaboration called the CPC, Child Protection Collaboration. And because we have a very small voice, we raise our voice through the bigger forum where we speak broadly about protecting of children.
Ik werk voor Police Abafazi. Ons is bezig met die campaign One Too Many Child. In ons area word baie kinders verkragt en vermoor. Nie net in ons area nie, maar in alle areas. Ons support al die areas wat daar gebeur en ons support elke kind wat geryp of verkragt word. Ons is bezig met Bredasdorp. Ons het gister het die perpetrator voorgekom vir die kind wat hy doodgemaak het.
This morning we are on the corners of Prince George Drive and Victoria Road, and it's part of our One Child Too Many campaign. We launched our One Child Too Many campaign in December of last year, where we are protesting against the child killings that has been ravishing the Western Cape. Today we are in support of Bredasdorp. We couldn't physically drive down to show them support at court, and so today we're on the corners and here in Grassy Park, and we are showing solidarity with our placards. We've got hand pamphlets where we speak about the One Child Too Many campaign, and in our pamphlets we are telling the community how we feel that so many children have died very viciously, and that child protection is important. They have to support us because we're supporting other communities as well.
Currently, last year we did the My Child is Your Child campaign. How this campaign came about, one of our children was abducted and raped and killed on the 10th of March in 2017. And our organization was part of the search party for 7 days. Her body was found at the opposite neighbor's place, and that prompted me within the Police Abafazi ambit to start the Rene Roman Child Search and Rescue Group. And we are a group of active volunteers that go out, not just in our communities, but in different communities in the Cape Flats, when children go missing, to go and look for them. And the extension of that program also, we've learned a lot with the search of Renee, that we found that there were houses, which is known to us as pelaposies, where adults are holding young children, young girls, young boys, they can drug their sex, the children not attending school. So this for us was huge in terms of how vulnerable our children are. But the One Child Too Many campaign, for us as an organization, we are speaking very much about child protection. And one of the things that we're looking at is school taxi drivers. Do we as parents ask if these people are screened and vetted that are providing services to children? Because in 2017, we journeyed with a mother and an 8-year-old where the driver was raping the child over 5 months, and the mother didn't know this. And we were picketing every time at court. There were times that we didn't even have petrol, and we walked to court, to Muizenberg, and we were there supporting the family, and he got but a mere 15-year jail sentence.
I feel that Lucinda deserves going to the State of a Nation of address for what she's doing in the community. She's actually visible in the communities, and I started with Lucinda from 2013, and she gives her all. She's like this afternoon, this morning I got a message, 3 o'clock, she was still busy on the phone. So she makes time for her family, but actually the outside is actually like more of a family. The community is actually more of a family than her own family. So I think she really deserves it.
So uLucinda ngimbona njengomuntu oyena oyifanele le position athe wakhethelwa yona, ngoba uyisibane kwabo bangakhona ukuyikhanyisela sasekuhlaleni, uphethe isibani, so ungumuntu nje ofikelelekayo nakumuntu ongamazi, nakuyiclient ungumuntu nje ofikelelekayo, okhona ukusiza, okhona ukuphakamisa izinyawo, akahuduli nje lapho. Kumele athathe, ufuna nje justice ebantwaneni nasebantweni besimame. Akusho ukuthi akabasizi nabanye abesilisa abamebezalana bezofuna usizo.
The fact that I would be able to attend the State of the Nation, absolute honor for Lavendale. I am so proud to be able to be at the State of the Nation and not just represent Lavendale as the Cape Flats, but as a Khoisan woman, as a woman leader, as the example that I want to put out to the rest of the Western Cape, that we do have lavender in the hills. Past the bullets, past the blocker flats, past the pain, there is lavender. And so I want to thank the Speaker of the Western Cape Provincial Parliament. I want to thank her for seeing the lavender in the hills. I'm excited.